Rebel Radio presents The Culture.
This is Rebel Radio.
Rebel Radio.
Rebel Radio.
Welcome to Rebel Radio, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Dom, and I'm with Fat Jesus.
Hola.
Hola. Welcome back, sir. We have Next Phaze with us. Next Phaze Cafe.
All right.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for joining us. Of course, our listeners, if you don't know, you must know. If you listened to us before, you heard Mr. Tony before with us. He's back.
Back again.
And here's the lovely Tameeka Randall with us now.
Yeah.
Hi.
Thank you for joining.
You're welcome.
This is family to us, people. If you don't know, this is family, friends, the extension here. Fatty, what it is?
Oh, nothing, man. You know, chilling. What?
I like your view, yo. I'm looking out your window like.
So, somebody's gonna triangulate that.
No, you good.
Yeah. Right.
But again, this is Next Phaze Cafe with the bomb food. If you don't know, you need to check them out.
Located on
112 East Lexington Street, downtown Baltimore, right across from the courthouse.
ooh, with the thick Baltimore accent too.
I guess.
Okay. Well, you remember last time the location was different last time y'all were on here.
It was a different name and everything.
Same location.
Huh?
Same location?
That was a different restaurant, man.
Oh!
You going back 4 years ago?
Ooh!
True.
Well,
It's
actually,
been that long?
5 years ago.
It's 4 years.
5 years ago.
Well,
Yeah,
like
that was
can you bring it back up to speed?
So I'll let the baby girl tell you since it was her idea.
Ooh.
See, she caught me one day. She took her hands and she choked me. She said, "Dad, you gotta create another restaurant." You can finish the story. It's the truth. I shall not lie. Not publicly, at least.
Minus the violence part, but so as you mentioned, Phase 10, that was 2015. When Phase 10 closed, I wanted to open another restaurant, a Carryout style restaurant. So we started Next Phaze in January of 2016. We originally started off with us doing pop-up. Would that be a good way to describe it? Pop-up restaurant, sort of.
Say we catering and
concerts.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So we did a couple of those, and then we grew to Cilantro Select Sweets later on that year. Or was that early 2017? That was the end of 2016. Let me get my timeline correct. So in November of 2016, we had a suite at Cilantro Selects, and that's where things really kicked off, and we emerged from there into a restaurant. That's a very true story.
That's a true story.
So there was no choking involved.
Minus the choking. There was no choking. Maybe a little aggression.
So what she didn't tell you, she started looking for a brick and mortar location in the early 2000s. Actually, she started probably right after Phase 10 closed. And she would call me and tell me about these different places she saw. We were looking for a place to really just house a kitchen originally to continue our pop-up restaurant and entertainment. And we came across this location at 112 East Lexington Street through a friend, referral. and we had a conversation with the owner, and that led to a business conversation where we negotiated a lease agreement for 3 years. We've already been here 3.5 years now, so that lease probably has expired, but we plan to continue to be here. And we came here originally with the intent of just using this as like a commissary to prepare our food and distribute our food outside of the Baltimore City, actually in the Baltimore City and Baltimore County areas. And when we saw the building and saw that there was like almost 4,000 square feet of space, we realized that this was much more than a place where we would use a facility just for, cooking and delivering our food outside of the building. So that conversation led to, getting chairs and tables and so forth, and setting up the operation as a carryout originally, catering to the downtown folks, especially the courthouse jurors and folks that would frequent downtown for lunch services Monday through Friday. And because we just had this energy and this thing inside of us for live entertainment, it came from our old days of owning Phase 10. We added another layer to the business and offered entertainment, everything from karaoke to we did something on Thursdays called Acoustic Thursdays with Mark Evans, and then we had a Soulful Friday weekend where there was live entertainment, jazz, R&B, you name it. And there's just an array of events that we did with fraternities, sororities, birthday parties, baby showers, you name it. We did a lot of political events and partnered with a number of nonprofits, kind of support the community, as well as deliver the great food of Next Phaze Cafe. And that was kind of how this thing started. And just like any business, you have a business plan and a strategy, and you kind of work to kind of produce that and introduce it to the public or the consumer. And the consumers, in many cases, dictate what the business is really going to be by their buying behavior or their attractiveness, if that's the correct word, to the business. So that led to the next phase. That's why we called it the next phase, because we weren't really certain exactly what it was going to be. Tameeka started it, and then we kind of moved from there. She was wearing all of the hats at the beginning while I worked a full-time job, and tried to kind of manage the operation from the outside.
Okay.
And as you recognize, so we opened in June of 2017. And as I mentioned, that was the business model, kind of to introduce our food to the consumer and add layers of entertainment. So people could rent out the facility and book private events or attend some of the public events or community events that we kind of hosted at the location. And if you don't know and you haven't heard, we're in the pandemic.
Yeah. 2020.
I was about to ask you, how has that situation been handling? Like, how have you been handling that so far? Like, with our new mayor and stuff like that, the indoor-outdoor situation, and.
Well, let me just tell you. So, for the sake of not boring everyone and telling you all the little details about the restaurant, it takes a while to build a business, to get people kind of acclimated to who you are and what you do. And we probably were confusing them because we had a mixture of everything. And as we were trying different things, we changed our business model, but we stayed true to delivering very, very high quality food. Right before the pandemic, which was March 16th, I think, when the executive order was introduced, we had a lot of work lined up from business that we had built over time, from our catering operation, from our entertainment operation. We worked with a lot of local and national artists in town, and we had things booked. We also had partnership with other facilities. For instance, the Arena Players. We had a little cafe inside of their facility there on Friday, Saturday, Sunday when people come in to see a play. We offered food, and we set up those same kind of operation with other organizations and other businesses I can't name publicly because it didn't happen, and there's contracts, agreements, and negotiations. So we had all these things kind of set up that we're going to fire up for the spring of 2020 that were on the books, ready to go. We actually had parties set up, large events, 200, 300 people for April, May, and June, and concerts at other locations as well as our own facility. Well, we came to work one day. I remember very vividly. It was March the 16th. I hadn't even arrived to work that day, and we knew that this pandemic was going to change our whole life for a long time. We had no idea. We knew the governor had a press conference, I think, at 11 o'clock, and Tameeka called me, and we talked, and I said, hey, well, we got to get off the phone. We need to hear what he has to say. So I was in my car. I think Tameeka was at home. So I switched the channel, WBL, and then there it was, live, Governor Hogan making this, he had held a press conference. He announced that he was going to put these restrictions on businesses, government entities, and so forth. And as I'm driving down the road, I'm thinking, did he say he was going to shut down dine-in services for restaurants? Did he say he was going to limit the capacity of entertainment venues to 50%? So he had all these parameters, all of these guidelines, all these restrictions that were named. And quite honestly, selfishly, I was listening for the things that affected me. Hey, I wasn't saying about, paying attention to things that would happen in other business. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to navigate, how I'm going to pivot in this new world. So once that press conference ended, I called Tameeka, as I always do, and we started talking. Man, what are we gonna do? So we had a business plan that we put together where we're gonna have this little cafe inside of our restaurant while entertainment is going, and have a full service restaurant in the rear of it. It's called Fast Phase. I said, baby girl, it's Fast Phase, it's on. I said, I need you to come in tomorrow, get this done, do this, do that. And on that executive order was introduced maybe on a Monday, and he said it would go into effect, I think 5 p.m. that Friday. So that Tuesday, we started changing our business model from full service, which was really for us was fast fine, meaning we had a little bit of, casual had a lot of casual service, a little bit of, upscale service. So it was fast fine. We said, well, we have to be a quick service operation now. And so we kind of put the key in the car, started the car, checked all of the gears, make certain we could drive nice first gear, and we said, we don't know what's happening when we get to second and third, but we're ready to get the car on the road, get it moving. And so Tameeka came in that Tuesday, got it set up, and we have this little section that's at the front of the restaurant that's what's called then Fast Phase, which is really Next Phase. See, that's why we're called Next Phase. We're always ready to go to the next phase. So once we did that, we had to learn a whole new business. When we owned Phase 10, we had a Carryout grill. We weren't really good at it. We didn't do well. Our focus was on the full service side of that restaurant. So we did have some knowledge and experience with quick service operation, which was pretty good. Tameeka was involved in everything from the beginning to the end. So when we got that portion of the restaurant set up, we started to figure out, well, how are we going to get customers? So, it's just one thing after another. Mika, why don't you talk about the delivery services and the work you put into getting, our point of sales system set up, the tablets. Talk about the new world and how quickly you jumped right in there and put all of the, took all of your little tools and put your construction cap on and start rebuilding. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you definitely did that.
Yeah.
So we pretty much forgot all about inside dining. That's no longer a thing for us. And we put all our focus on carryout for the restaurant. So we wanted to make sure that we didn't lose focus on the quality of the food. Nothing about the food, it has changed. All we did was make everything completely online, walk-in, or call-in service. That's the biggest difference. We put all the focus onto the online service and walk-in. So right now, most of our business is online or people calling in their orders. Previously, before COVID, most of our business was our customers were the people that work downtown, and they're not downtown anymore. They're at home. So there are no people. So we are currently on all of the online platforms. We're on Grubhub, DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats, and now we're on Black and Mobile, which is a new up and coming Black-owned mobile online food service.
Wow.
Yeah, we want to give a shout out for Black and Mobile. We believe in supporting one another. So it's a new platform. I'm not certain if they started in Philly or Atlanta, where their roots are, but we met the owner. One day he came in to kind of pitch his platform. I said, say no more. It's done. We're going to work with you and support you, because that's what it takes for African American business or Black businesses to survive, to kind of work with one another. So we joined on right away, willingly. They didn't choke me and drag me into it.
It was willingly, right?
It's a mutual agreement.
Speaking with that story, I see.
Yeah. So they're an up-and-coming operation, and we have a tablet for their app, and it's our fifth. It was our fifth mobile delivery service app. So we're happy to partner with them and help them promote their brand, and we're happy that they're there for us to deliver our food, and it's a real good partnership.
Yeah, so check them out. We're on
Black and Mobile.
Black and Mobile, okay.
Black and
What's up,
Mobile.
Fats?
Oh no, I was thinking about the fact that it finally just dawned on me. You know how when you walk into the carryouts now, like they have a tablet like dedicated to Uber Eats, then they have another tablet dedicated to like Grubhub, then they have another one dedicated to. So you have like 5 different delivery services running at the same time, getting orders out to everybody.
Correct. It's almost like having 5 locations, only one.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, like that's why I was sitting there. I was like, it finally just dawned on me. I was like, wow. Like most people either do like 1 or 2, but like,
Right.
wow.
Well,
Yeah.
we wanted to be able to get income from whichever direction we could, so we're on all of them.
Oh wow.
That's right. If you called me today and said you saw my food and you're a reliable, respectful person, there you go. We can sign up. No, I'm just
Hey, no, I mean like that takes a lot. Like, you know, I'm in the food industry as well. Like that takes a lot to actually be able to keep up, understand, and deal with 5 different people pushing your food out the door. Like that's actually great. That's great organizational skill. Like that's something that's not small. I'm sorry, like that's not small. It's just blowing my mind right now.
It was a learning experience. Trust me.
Exactly. Right. Let me just share something with you. It's truly a partnership, because if they screw up on the customer's end, we screwed up. The customers doesn't see the difference between DoorDash and Next Phaze when it comes to getting that food from here to there. And they don't want to hear, the driver didn't do A, B, C, and D, and we're sorry. So I have been in my car many times delivering food to places because of a mistake that was made by one of our delivery service partners. So that's what a true partnership is, when you jump in and cover for the mistake of your partner and make the end result a happy experience for the customer. So yes, I have driven some places I didn't even know we had a customer base, and said, wow. Yeah. I had to drive through dirt bikes stopping me in the middle of the road, like, yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, man, I got 5 minutes. It's gonna be 20 minutes before you get through. They like going down Martin Luther King Boulevard. I'm trying to get on the other side of Lexington,
Wow.
I want to point out something you just said. Taking food in places you didn't even know we had a customer base. So being online actually expanded our customer base, because now I'm not sure of the mileage that each individual platform travels, but I did know that from jump, Grubhub did do up to 15 miles, and I'm sure it might have expanded beyond that since the pandemic for all of them. I know DoorDash definitely travels. There's people ordering food from east side, west side, wherever they have available drivers now. And also because of the pandemic, I believe they have more driver availability because a lot of people who may have lost their income were looking for additional income or some type of income at all. So they picked up these driving positions. I see people come in from work in their business coming to pick up food as DoorDash drivers.
Wow.
See a little bit of everything. I've seen nurses come in their scrubs picking up food as a driver.
Wow. So you see a climate that's totally changed a lot.
Our customer base is completely changed, and like I said, the drivers have changed as well because everyone is looking to make some additional income at this time.
That's a very important point Tameeka made. She said our customer base has changed, and it did. So what we didn't mention, we didn't really talk about a lot about our customers and like how that whole old business model worked for us. But most of our customers were older folks because of the kind of entertainment we offered, live jazz. We did a lot of poetry, but we had a very diverse group of people. So it depends on what day of the week you came, what age group of people you would say. For instance, Acoustic Thursday attracted every culture, every age, you name it. We had those groups of people here because of the nature of the activity. But if we did, we had certain DJs on Friday, and they're playing old school music, then we would have an older crowd. Well, all of that went out the back door, and now we're focusing on just our food, so everybody eats. So everyone is our customer now. So we went from a situation where our customers were driven to us based on the type of activities held at the restaurant, whether it was a sorority, fundraiser, or a elected official fundraiser, or just a community event, or a birthday party. So when those activities left, we really had to keep the focus more on the food and our brand. And as Mika mentioned, one thing that is for certain that we have to keep the quality high and the service level high. We make mistakes, and we try to accommodate the customer when we do, but the goal is to keep the quality high and the service level high. And,
also, we sell alcohol to go now. Since the pandemic, yes, alcohol beverages are allowed out the building now. Before you couldn't do that. So
right,
you can order your food online. You can also order a drink to go with it.
And they're good, gentlemen. They're good.
Yeah, we have cocktails to go.
I have a
Freshly
question.
Made, fresh ingredients.
So I know food quality is number one, but like I know you were saying that you switched from more of a sit down service to a to go service, and like perfect example, like if I put fresh asparagus in a styrofoam container, we can't use styrofoam containers no more, right?
It's banned in the state.
Right. Okay, so asparagus that's freshly made in a container going from one side of town to another side of town, it doesn't travel well. Did any items on the menu end up changing when you switched over to more of a carryout service?
Not really. More so, we had to figure out what type of containers would work with the food that we were serving, and that was challenging. We've changed our containers several times, and we still will. If we find something else that works better, we'll change it again. When Baltimore City was actually one of the first cities in the state of Maryland that banned styrofoam. So we had to figure that out pre-COVID, whereas a lot of restaurants had to figure that out after COVID already started. We've been working on that since sometime last year. October is when the ban went into effect. So we've been kind of doing a lot of research and switching up our containers since last year. Well, a little over a year now, and it has changed several times. We did find, like you said, you used the example of asparagus, but for us, I would say catfish. We had to make sure that the catfish travels and maintains its crispiness. Our more foods that are more wet, like our bayou pasta, we had to find a container that's not gonna get soggy, because the eco-friendly is not always food friendly.
For real. Nobody like no soggy buffalo wings, man.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
Exactly. Trial and error. But we normally try things at the restaurant before we send it out to our guests.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
That's a nice science project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of science projects at the restaurant.
I won't lie. For me personally, I feel like that shows the level of care that y'all put into it. It's not just that the food is coming out hot and fresh. It's going to still show up the way that it was supposed to be intended. Right? Because I've gotten a lot of soggy food during this pandemic because the container, man, like, makes me mad.
Or everything from the ride or whatever, just all over the place.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I just want
That is something as well. We figured that out very quickly, that certain, not just the packaging, but the type of packaging the food goes inside of, like the type of bags that we're using matters as well. We try to make things easier for the drivers because, I mean, personally, you pick your own food up a couple of times and I'm sure your food went spinning. If you cut a turn too hard, your drink done went across the car, or you come home and you have a bunch of sauce in your bag. So we also had to change the type of bags that we use. So when it comes to the paper, plastic products, we've tried everything from the cups, the side bowls, 3 compartment, single compartment containers, plastic paper bags, you name it. And like I said, we'll probably continue to do that, as we'll probably continue to make changes as things come along. Every time we find something new that we might think works better, we'll try it out.
Now, one thing I noticed that you guys been doing as well is being a part of the community, giving back, giving food and things as well. I noticed that with your social media, giving you guys your roses. That's dope. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. Okay, so we have partnered with Frontline. They mostly service our frontline workers, and I believe that's why it's called Frontline. When we do those type of projects, we're partnered with Frontline, and they usually pick a certain hospital. I'm not exactly sure the process that they use to select the hospital, but we will prepare the food for whichever place they assign us to. So far, we've delivered food to Sinai Hospital, St. Agnes Hospital, GBMC, and did I miss? Oh, Harbor Hospital. So that's 4.
Yeah,
There's so many hospitals in Baltimore, man.
Right. Nobody should ever be sick like that.
I know where all the hospitals are in Baltimore.
We went to a couple of them twice, Tameeka. That's why you're probably counting.
Okay.
Oh.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But no, that's dope. When I saw that, I was like, okay. And that's for the front line that you giving like the nurses and things giving back.
Yeah, so they have some. It's not just the nurses, it's really any of the hospital employees. I believe that they select a certain department. Like I know one time we delivered specifically for the Department of Radiology.
Wow, okay. That's cool.
That's dope.
And even though, you know, it's community service, we make certain the quality of the food. We give them a real nice meal. Bayou pasta with chicken.
Hey.
Jerk wings, mac and cheese, and collard greens.
So they eating good.
We're fixing, we got to give them a Next Phaze brand. Why not?
Of course. So they can get back to work feeling good. Or they might need a nap after that. I don't know.
So.
Yeah, and we have to thank Frontline Kitchens for, selecting us to be part of their team. Again, it's a collective team effort. They provide the funding through sources of funds that they get. So we actually get paid to do the work. We charge a very reasonable fee so that it's something that's affordable. so we can really give them some nice food. So it's a whole, conglomerate of entities working collectively to honor and show, appreciation of the frontline workers.
Cool.
No.
That is beyond dope. Can you drop your email or your website, your social media for us, please, Tameeka?
So our email is info@nextphazecafe.com. Our Facebook is facebook.com/nextphazeevents. On Instagram, we're at Next Phaze Baltimore. What did I skip? We're on Twitter if anybody still goes on there. We're at Next Phaze.
Twitter's always lit.
Hey, come on. We have a president who uses it all day.
Yes, that's next. Did I skip one? Instagram, Facebook?
No.
No, you good. Well, we'll have that all in the description below, so we'll make sure
Yeah.
everybody can follow that.
Okay, did I skip something?
Nah.
Phone number 410-449-3232. Call in order ahead of time.
Make those orders, and it's gonna be hot and ready.
So y'all delivered the Silver Spring?
Yeah.
See, he said, "Yeah, look."
Hold on, what?
No.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Tameeka.
We're going to deliver the spring.
Oh, hold up. Like, you got excited there, buddy.
I was about to slide up the Uber Eats right now.
Nah, you might got to come to Baltimore for that.
Yeah, bro, I gotta come in town.
Yeah, but it's worth it though. It's worth it.
It is.
It is. I'm trying to tell you, the cakes, the fish, and the drinks, all on point. The mac and cheese. Oh my god. The greens. I'm just thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't eat cheese. I'm sorry.
I feel like you might be hungry.
Get out of here.
It sounds like it, bro.
Guy doesn't eat mac and cheese.
Really?
Wow.
He doesn't like the cheese.
Huh?
Don't judge me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I don't eat cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Anyway.
Out.
Yeah. I'm about to get kicked out just because I don't eat cheese.
Yeah, you close out your video, guys. But it's okay.
Mac and cheese has not been excluded from my palate.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a new one.
Well,
I get it. You lactose intolerant, huh?
no, I just don't eat cheese.
What?
It's a long story. I just don't eat cheese.
Get this story offline.
Yeah, we will wait till after this,
Time.
So far, you guys, it's been 3 years for Next Phaze. Well, 3.5, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Jeez.
3-year anniversary was in June.
Wow.
Matter of fact, it was Juneteenth.
Look at Juneteenth. Look at this, man.
Oh, come on.
That's perfect.
That was actually one of our biggest days in the whole 3 years. That
Really?
and Blackout Tuesday.
Fire.
Both of those days were very successful, but Juneteenth I remember specifically because it was our anniversary and we didn't get to have a party because of all of the restrictions.
Yeah.
Last year we were too busy to have a party. I don't know what happened year one. I don't remember.
Wow.
this year coming.
Last year in June of 1920, we were at Liberty Live.
That's right. We were actually, I was all over the place.
Exactly.
I was like delivering food, cooking food, serving drinks, and teleporting from one location to the next.
You were busy.
Yeah. Somebody would come into the restaurant, they would go to the cashier, can I take your order, please? She'd take the order. And then after she finished taking it on, they said, "I'd like to have a drink." She run from behind the counter, went over to her. What would you like?
I'm your bartender too.
And it's all over the place.
She fixed the drink. She run back to the cashier station, and then they look around and go, "Well, who else works here?" "Oh, me. I'm your server."
Wow. Tameeka, you wear many hats.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we don't have to do that. We have help.
So now in the future, any, I don't know if we can even talk about it, but 2021.
2021.
Planning for it.
That's next week.
I know.
And I think things are going to be the same way they are this week. I don't know.
2021. Okay, so if you look at my crystal ball, the first quarter of 2021, we're going to be exactly where we are now. The whole world will, till the vaccine is out sometime in June. So we're not making any business changes. We have to leverage and aggressively maximize the potential of the space we're in now until March. So when around March, I suspect that things will lighten up, the restrictions will lighten up, and we'll be able to possibly go back to indoor dining and maybe outdoor dining. So we're going to plan for that now. So when the gates open, we'll be ready to go. And I think it's going to be sort of how it has been for us during the entire pandemic. I think we're going to have to continue to pivot, like stay in the middle, listen to the left, listen to the right, pay attention to the elected officials, pay attention to what the future may hold for restaurants in regards to these restrictions, and where the business is going to go. I think online services will remain. There's a lot of discussion about that. But if you've been listening, DoorDash just went on the market with an IPO of I think $80 a share, and that's twice as much I think of what they anticipated. So that's an indicator of the economic impact that they were experiencing during the pandemic. So they're really leveraging and benefiting. And I don't think that the delivery service is all of a sudden just going to go away. They're putting together their 2021 strategy too. It's already $1 billion market. It's supposed to be, just moving forward.
Right.
So it's something that we have to keep our eyes on and continue to do, even when we go back to, full service options. So for us, it's kind of like just leveraging what works. So we got to keep our irons and everywhere.
Well,
Right.
you can't get off here without telling us your favorite meal from Next Phase.
My favorite meal is always the jumbo lump crab cake. And it is a jumbo lump crab cake, fresh crab meat, no filler.
Say that twice.
Crab meat. And it's a special spice that we use that we can't tell you about. And that's and it's funny because I think it was Saturday. It was very late. The restaurant was closed, and I wanted something to eat. And I didn't want to turn on the deep fryers and get the kitchen all messy just to serve myself. Guess what? Grabbed 2 crab cakes, threw them in that oven, and broiled them. Whew. I said, man, this is a great crab cake.
Yeah.
That's why I cooked 2. Notice I did not cook 1.
2.
It was just me. So yeah. But
I told you the
cake.
cake.
The catfish, the bayou pasta and wings, they're all top sellers. And salmon has really moved into the top of the rankings for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's the same salmon that we've been serving since we've been here, but the customers, maybe there's a new, I guess a discovery of it or something. I don't know. People ask me, what did you do? It's the same salmon, Cajun salmon, Well,
Okay. I told you them cakes, man.
with pies?
The crab cakes.
Oh yeah.
I'm overdue. I need to come back out there.
Come on. There's delivery service. I don't know where you live, so I don't know.
I'm too far. It's too far out. I have to come. But I love to see you guys' faces, so I'll rather come.
All right, great. Let us know when you're coming, because I can be doing a delivery.
True. You're right.
Traveling in no man's land.
You're right. But no, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Of course, keep a lookout. Next Phaze Cafe. Stay on the lookout for them guys. If you don't know, get familiar. They have the best food, for real. And as you hear, no fill in the crab cakes, man.
Lumps of crab cake.
Rolling style, how it's supposed to be.
That's a podcast on its own, bruh. No filler in the crab cake is an art.
I'm trying to tell
art.
That's a whole nother situation. We're going to talk about that later. But I appreciate you guys, Mr. Tony, Tameeka. Thank you. Dad and daughter duo. This is awesome here. I appreciate it. Next Phaze people, get familiar. We'll have all the information in the description below. Stay on the lookout for them. This has been Rebel Radio. This is Dom.
Fat Jesus.
I will say Lucky Fats, but Fat Jesus. And we out, guys. Thank you for coming and joining for us this evening. Peace.
Thank you for having us. All right.
All production for this show has been done by
Rebel Media Group. Let's build your brand with you.
Contact us to take your business to the next level.
You can email us at mediarebelgroup@gmail.com.
If you enjoyed this podcast, like, share, and subscribe.